The driver's seat is presented by Ray Reese Volkswagen and Portland's Hyundai, Portland's #1 VW dealer, and Portland's newest Hyundai dealer. Now let's climb into the driver's seat on Miles Around Television.
In our driver's seat, it's the 2008 Saab 9.3. This is the 2.0T version, or turbo. It also comes in an aero version. Now, as far as Saab's lineup is concerned, the 9.3 is now their smallest sedan available. This vehicle is modeled off of a platform which you'll find across GM. You'll see the G6 off of this platform. You'll also see the Malibu and the Saturn Aura. In fact, you'll also see some European vehicles modeled off the same platform, but for the 9.3, it's seriously tweaked. And as far as design is concerned on this car, well, you'll see if you know the Saab Aero X that it's taken its design cues from there.
Well, what else would you expect? The Aero X, coming from the same company that builds jets. The 9.3 is kind of an interesting vehicle. It has a great dynamic drive. The interior is very spacious and very luxurious, and it has a great feel from the wheel. But it's got one weakness. A lot of people don't test drive them. Everyone defaults to Volvo, BMW, maybe even a Rolls-Royce if you have to be upper echelon. But this vehicle, for its price point, will prove itself to you. It's got a lot going for it, but let's start under the hood.
Power plants available under the hood of the 2008 Saab 9.3. You can have your 4-cylinder 2-liter or your V6 2.8.
Once you've got the hood open of the 2008 Saab 9.3, you do find a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, 210 horsepower and 221 pounds-feet of torque. Now, with most turbocharged engines, especially when turbocharging first came into the industry, there was something called turbo lag. You stepped on the gas and you had this rush of power, but you had to wait for it. You almost had to anticipate it. Now, with technology and small vane turbos, this engine actually puts out 90% of its torque from 1,500 RPMs all the way up to 4,000. What it means to you as the driver is, even though it's a small power plant, you get instant torque and instant power. The advantage is also this. With small displacement in 4 cylinders, you also get great gas mileage. Now, it does have 4-wheel independent suspension, McPherson struts in the front, and 4-wheel analog brakes. And Saab has done a great job of managing torque steer. Some overpowered front-wheel drive cars have a tendency to kind of pull the wheel one way or the other if you're in a corner. This car, however, has great feel and great feedback to the driver.
On the exterior of the 2008 Saab 9.3, you'll notice some very significant changes. In fact, it's all new for this year. It's much squarer and much flatter nose than it has been in the past. Bigger lights and also that Aero X symbolism that we saw at the front end earlier on. Now, some things that are very similar on this car to previous Saabs is the actual look of the vehicle overall. I look at these Saabs over years, let's say in the last 10 years, and it's hard for me to actually define which year is which for this car. They've maintained a great Saab look throughout this line. Now, with monochromatic door handles, some new colors, and some new fog lights on both ends, they've really spruced it up to bring this car into the 21st century.
Well, Nick kind of said it all when it comes to styling. I do have to reference the fact that Saab Aero X was the originator of a lot of the design. You know, the thing about Saabs is they're kind of quirky. That goes along with the entire business model of the brand. Yes, they don't look like anybody else. It's almost like akin to Volvo. The box, that's a Volvo. This styling package is a Saab. You know it, coming or going. Now that we're in the interior of the Saab 9.3, I'm going to make mention of 3 things. The first thing being a great overall driving position. You have lots of headroom, lots of hip and shoulder room, and I like the fact that it comes standard with an infinitely adjustable tilt and telescopic steering wheel. Nice feel to the leather wheel as well. The other 2 things are going to be the great HVAC and stereo controls. They're easy, large buttons, and easy to get to what you want to use. The other thing is the night panel. This is something that only Saab uses. Everybody knows what it's like to drive at night and have a lot of glare coming at you. Saab has the night panel. It turns off everything in the dash but the speedometer, and that's a great safety item on top of just being, well, kind of cool.
As far as the passenger is concerned, in the 2008 Saab 9.3, it's safety the key word. This car is one of the safest cars on the road. Saab have maintained that safety motto all the way through their construction, but also on the inside, think IKEA in a car. It's very clean, it's very natural on the inside, and in fact all the cupboards and various areas that you can store things are covered up with sliding plastic doors and also nice pieces of wood. It's fresh, it's Swedish, it's clean, and it's safe, and I think that makes this car unique in its place in the industry.
Now is the time in the program where we assess what we like or dislike about the vehicles and give you our 2 ups and 1 down. My first up is going to be the overall driving dynamics. I think a lot of people out there test driving European sports sedans will discredit the Saab and not give it a sporting chance to go out and feel what it's like and know what this car is capable of. My other up is going to be the outside styling. I love the front end. I think it looks good and it flies under the radar, and I think a lot of people out there are looking for that in their $20,000 to $30,000 sports sedan. My down is going to be this. A lot of people don't know about this vehicle. A lot of people won't give it a chance, and I think that's a detriment to the brand. Saab's been making great vehicles with lots of power that are fun to drive for several years, yet no one actually gives them a shopping chance.
My 2 ups and 1 down for this vehicle are similar to those of Dennis, but slightly different. The drive is also one of my ups. Now, the drive is great in this vehicle, but it's also what this brand is bringing to the platform. They're coming out with an all-wheel drive version this year. This car is also a car which they say is for the fast lane in Sweden, whereas they say the other Swedish brand is for the slow lane. It's the sport version of what we would call a Swedish safe car. My other up for this vehicle is the interior. Man, they've done a great job in maintaining that jet feel on the inside. With the key in the center console, with the vents looking like they are from Jet, they've really made this car feel like it's something different. It's something out of the ordinary. My down for this vehicle is, honestly, I don't own one. If I'm going to consider a vehicle, especially the 9.3, and something else in its class, this is the perfect vehicle. It's something that's individualistic, it's something that's different, it performs well. In fact, it's the overall perfect car. That's why I think the 9.3, as it stands, is one of the best vehicles in its class in the industry.
The 2008 Saab 9.3 2.0T Sports Sedan comes standard with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and a 6-speed manual transmission. The standard vehicle price is $27,640 with an as-tested price of $30,685. City mile per gallon EPA rating is 19 and highway EPA rating is 29.
The driver's seat is brought to you by Ray Reese Volkswagen, family owned and specializing in Volkswagens for over 15 years, and proudly presenting the all-new Portland Hyundai. Check them out at rayreese.com. Miles Around Television is broadcasting each week from Gresham Toyota Studios. Walk in, grab your just looking badge and relax. Then check out hundreds of new, used, and certified Toyotas worry-free. Gresham Toyota, where just looking is no problem.